Today's class is going to be focused on the hips. So we're going to need a PVC stick and potentially a yoga block. It's completely up to you. So the first thing we're going to do, prior to this, we should have done some articular rotations, but just in case you haven't, and we want to focus a bit on the hip, we're going to start on our back with some deep diaphragmatic breaths. In addition to that, we're going to do some capsular rotation for the hip, okay? So I'm going to pop onto my back here, and what you want to do is get your knee in line with your hip here. So we're going to be on our back. I want you to focus on bringing the air into the bottom part of the rib cage. In through the nose and out through the mouth. This leg here is going to be rotating out into internal rotation and rotating in to external rotation, all while just managing that breathing. The thing about a capsular rotation is that you want to think as if there's a stake going from your knee all the way through your hip. So you don't want your leg to start opening and closing, but just kind of staying in that position and rotating. So we'll do 5 of these and just focusing on our breaths. So one more in both directions. Good, and switch. Again, still focusing on your breathing. Really scanning your body and your hip in particular to see whether or not there's any extra tension, whether there's something that needs to be cleared up beforehand. Being able to pause and go back to it if there is something bothering you, particularly in a closing angle type of way. Like that. And so the first thing we're going to do is a two-way isometric for internal rotation. So for this, you can use your stick, and I'm going to demonstrate this, kind of facing maybe at an angle so you can see a little bit of both. So if you're on all 4 here, what I'd like you to do is your knee is going to then swivel. Right? So keeping the knee under your hip, you're going to rotate. And what you're going to do is thread this through. So that it is on the inside of your leg. So it might make it easier to actually drop your legs so your shins on the ground. And so this is going to be your starting position. So what I like to tell people is place your weight on top of the stick. And to create, so this is going to be able to create leverage for yourself. You're going to start contracting, so you're trying to rotate into the stick. So you should feel a bit of the tissue up in the groin muscle. And so you want to start ramping up and working your way to your max intensity that you feel you can manage. And we'll hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, without changing anything about your position, you're going to internally rotate or rotate away from the stick. So you should now feel these muscles kind of like where your pocket is. You're holding there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. And then if you were able to move, you're going to now move the stick to take up that slack. You're going to relax. And then once you're ready, we're going to do set number 2 again. For contraction 1, you want to hold onto the stick. So for this overcoming isometric, start driving into the stick again for set 2. Feeling all of that inner groin stuff working. Working your way up to your safest, greatest isometric. Hold there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now rotate away from the stick hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And now accommodate for the space. So take up that space, moving that stick. We're going to hang out here for a moment, and then we're going to go with set number 3, and then we're going to move on to the other side. So when we're ready, start ramping up a little bit more quickly. Hold here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to rotate away into our yielding. Hold, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. So now we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to take it from this angle so you can see now. So backing up a little bit so I'm in the camera. So from this position again, knees under the hips, you're going to swivel out. So wherever your hip ends, in terms of its internal rotation, you're going to slide that through. Hang out here for a moment, kind of gather yourself, and once you're ready, holding on to the stick so that it doesn't move. And then we're going to slowly start turning the dial up on the intensity, right? So here you should be feeling your groin muscles. So in 5 seconds, we'll start our first set. Working your way up to 100%. Hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And without changing anything about your position, rotate away, feeling those pocket muscles right here. Good. Holding, holding. 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Make up that space if you're able to move. And then hang out here and relax for a moment. Good, and once you're ready, again, holding down that stick. You're gonna start ramping up for set 2. Be able to move a little more quickly. In 5 seconds, we'll start ramping up, ramping up. Hold here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rotate away until you're yielding. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take up that space one final time. We're going to relax here. Then we're going to go for the third set. So as you can see, like my hand position is kind of weird, but what hasn't changed is where my hips are. So my knees are still under my hips, even though I now have this very exaggerated internal rotation position. Okay, so we're going to ramp up here. In 3 seconds, we'll start set 3. Hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final yielding, rotate away, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. So we'll pop back onto our back. We'll do 3 repetitions of our capsular car. So we're going to do here, knees stacked over the hip. You're going to rotate into internal rotation. You should feel a lot looser now. Rotate to external. Rotate to internal. External, one last time. Again, this helps provide sort of like an upload to our brain as to what's going on, quality information, sort of putting it all together. Good, that's 1, 2, and 3. Well done. So the next thing we're going to work on is external rotation. So for this, we're going to take a modified 90-90. And so what that entails, it'll look, for people that have done yoga, it'll look like a pigeon pose in that you're going to focus on this front leg. And so you want to draw a straight line, almost like you're doing an L. So the knee's in line with the hip, the foot's in line with your knee. this back leg should be out here. In terms of where you keep it, it's kind of up to you. But what I care about is this front leg primarily. So if you try to get into this position, you end up like that. You can take up the space between you and the ground here. Because ultimately what we want is to, when we do our holding isometric, our first contraction, you want to feel your glute. And then on the yielding or contraction 2, you're trying to feel sort of this inner groin stuff, yeah? In terms of trying to rotate up into external rotation, okay? So I'm not going to use the block, but I'll be here. And so what we want to do is get into our starting position. So I like to bring myself over until I start feeling a nice stretch in my glute area, my hip. So let's say this is about it. I could bring myself all the way to the ground, but I'm trying to work on my mobility, which is what do I have control over, okay? So this is where we're gonna begin. So when we're ready, we wanna slowly start to build up tension into the lateral side of the hip. So you wanna start driving the knee, the shin, the foot into the ground, working your way up, turning that dial up to 100%. So in 5 seconds, we'll start. Hold here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now putting your weight more onto the thigh and your knee. Try to rotate the leg so that it goes up like that, and you're not just moving your ankle, okay? And so even if you're not really moving, you want to feel all of this tissue on this inside contracting, okay? So hold here, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So I felt like I was able to decrease some of the tension or pressure under my legs, so that means I moved a bit. So I'm going to now appropriately bring myself further over. So I can bring my sternum over my knee or over my shin. This gets me a bit deeper. So for set 2, I'll be just a tad bit further forward. So when we're ready, we're gonna start ramping up. In 5 seconds, we'll start set 2. Hold. And max intensity for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now try to rotate up. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So I didn't really move much there, so I'm gonna keep myself in this exact same position. If you were able to lessen the pressure or you physically got off the ground, you can, again, get yourself even deeper into that externally rotating position for this front leg. So for this third set, I'm going to show you a little technique I like using with my clients. You're going to start ramping up, and once you get to 100%, you're going to pick up your hands. So this will really force you to really drive as hard as you can. Okay, so we're going to start ramping up in 5 seconds. So start slowly letting go of the floor and then pick up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the ground. Try to rotate up into external rotation. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Now we're going to transition to the other leg. Exactly the same way. Get the leg, knee in line with the hip, knee in line with the foot, the hip with the foot. Bring your chest over the shin till you feel a nice stretch in the lateral side of the hip. That's good right there. We'll hang out here for a moment. In between, it's always nice to bring yourself back to your breath. So kind of keeps you rooted a bit more, but it also helps to provide a more stable position throughout your body so that your joint can fire as hard as it can, okay? So we're gonna do again, slowly start ramping up for our first isometric. Starting to feel a bit of the glute, some of the outer hip stuff, outer leg stuff working. You can feel more pressure going through here. We'll start in 5 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, drive down 100%. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to rotate up into external rotation. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. And hopefully you can feel on both contractions 2 distinct positions, and you can feel the tissue is actually working. Okay? Ready for set 2. We're slowly going to start ramping up. Again, a little more quickly. In 5 seconds, we'll start. So in 3, 2, 1, ramp up to max intensity. Hold there for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll rotate up into external rotation as much as you can using this inner thigh stuff. Hold here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, trying to make sure that you sort of try to maintain that position as best you can and try to use the appropriate hip stuff. Okay, so when we're ready, we'll do the 3rd set, and this time we'll go with the no hands approach for the final one, just like we did for the right leg. So we'll start here in 5 seconds. So start driving down, start slowly shifting the weight so you're not so much in your hands, and then pick up. Hold here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Try to rotate up into external rotation. Drive, 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 hold. Try to rotate as much as you can. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. And just like after we did some internal rotation, we're now going to sort of upload that information using some capsular cars. So we're going to be on our back, knees in line with our hip. Diaphragmatic breathing, we do 3 rotations. And so you should notice that both directions should feel pretty loose. Hips should feel pretty good at this point. Well done, switch sides. One more. Very good. And so for our integrated skill, we're going to work on sort of this butterfly position and working on transitions. So this is going to require a lot of focus because we're trying to not move through other parts of our body, primarily our backs, okay? And so how we're going to do it is you're going to eventually end up in this position, but you're going to start in sort of this 90-90 position. And so what you want to do is drive with the right leg. You're going to pick up the left leg and rotate it out so that as you start transitioning, you can then pick up this leg, rotating behind. Pause here. We're now going to go back. So again, try to lift this leg up independent of not arching your back. Try not to feel too much pressure going through here. Yeah, so getting here, we're going to rotate around. And so I like to tell people the goal is to technically be able to not change your position. So where you feel the bones under your hamstring, under your hips, right? So your sit bones. And then as I transition, be able to pick up and rotate around. Good, so trying to keep my torso kind of as still as possible. Lifting up, rotating around, and back. So you might notice that you may cramp a bit. Again, that's completely normal if this is new to you. Shifting your weight up, bring it around, and then turn. And again, right, pick up, rotate, shifting our weight up, rotate around, bring the leg back, and then turn the body. Good, we'll do one last one, up. And down. Well done. So that concludes sort of this beginner hip rotation class. So I'll catch you next time where we might discuss some things and go over the spine. All right, I'll catch you later.